If you had 24 hours in the Great Pyramid, what would you do? With so much history and unknown mysteries waiting to be discovered, maybe I shouldn't ask what would I do, but instead ask what wouldn't I do? I'm gonna find out the answer to that particular question right now. As I go to Tennessee to go to the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid for the... What? Oh, you thought I was going to the pyramids in Egypt. No. I'm going to the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid in Memphis. For some reason, they own that. It's one of the weirdest things to ever exist, and I can't wait to explain why. So you might naturally have some questions about this project, like what is Bass Pro Shops? Why do they own one of the 10 biggest pyramids in the world? And why the heck am I doing this? Well, first, Bass Pro Shops is one of America's largest sporting goods stores, and they sell hunting, fishing, camping, and other outdoor-related merchandise. I thought it was very funny that I said it's one of America's largest sporting goods stores, and I found the one place that was in Canada. Incredible. And their hats are kind of trendy, like almost like a fashion statement. Here, I'll go get mine. It's called fashion. Look it up. So secondly, why does a sporting goods store own the 10th largest pyramid in the world? Well, I don't know, but I'm going to try to explain it to you now. The Great American Pyramid, as it first was called, was thought of in 1954 and later built and finished in 1991 in Memphis, Tennessee, which, fun fact, was named after Memphis, Egypt. That town just loves Egypt. It became a multi-purpose arena over the years to Memphis's college basketball team as well as their NBA team, the Grizzlies, for a few years in the early 2000s before they moved to a $250 million facility downtown in Memphis. Eventually, the pyramid was abandoned until Johnny Morris, who's the founder of Bass Pro Shops, went on a fishing trip with two of his famous fishing buddies. And for some reason, Johnny said if they caught a 30-pound fish that day, that he would put a Bass Pro Shops in that pyramid. And surely enough, he caught a 34-pound catfish that day and signed a 55-year lease with the city of Memphis to get the building. This is crazy right now, but trust me, it's gonna get even crazier later on. So please keep watching. So now we have the history out of the way, but we still don't really know why one of the weirdest things to ever exist exists, and if it's even worth going to see. And as somebody who is a professional time waster, I had to find out myself. So Bill and I took a 28-hour trip to Memphis, Tennessee to spend 24 hours at the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid. Cleveland doesn't have many direct flights, so we took another flight from Atlanta to Memphis, where we got a first glimpse in all of its glory, the eighth wonder of the world, as I call it, the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid. The rules for this challenge, if you can even call it that, are I can't leave the premises of the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid for 24 hours. Obviously, that's what the video is called. We do have to take a few thumbnail photos outside the pyramid during the challenge, so you can boo me when that happens. And I think that's it, because the United States government does not apply in the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid, nor does time, as I will soon find out. The pyramid stands at approximately 322 feet tall, and being the 10th tallest pyramid in the world, you can see it from pretty much anywhere in the Memphis area. It was a pretty smart decision by the architects who really wanted the pyramid to stand out. Talk about a pyramid scheme. We then checked into the lodge in the pyramid, and the 24 hours have officially started. Now, as somebody who is incredibly financially irresponsible, I got the most expensive room in the lodge against the advice of my CPA and financial planner. But that's what happens when the intrusive thoughts win. Oh, and sorry if I haven't acknowledged this much yet, but yes, the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid has a giant hotel/lodge inside of it. Pretty cool, huh? We got our keys to our room, which is called the Governor's Suite, and oh my goodness, this might be the craziest room I've ever stayed in. Bro. The suite was decked out with a giant common room, a beefed up kitchen that I will never step foot in nor use since I was on 2 seasons of Worst Cooks in America. Not to brag or anything, but I'm really terrible at cooking. 2 bedrooms, each with its own giant bathroom and jacuzzi, and a 3rd bathroom in case I want to blow up a toilet during a stupid eating challenge for some reason here.
In case somebody needs to drop a bomb or you go to the bathroom in here.
Lastly, in the back of the suite is our own private balcony that overlooks the entire Bass Pro Shops Pyramid and is directly next to a Wahlburgers restaurant for some reason. This place is wild. Also, I would never have been able to get a cool room like this if it wasn't for the support from all you on YouTube and on social media. So thank you. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for changing my life. Okay, back to the video. And as I was gazing out at the most bizarre view that I don't even think a Mad Lib could write, that's when I realized that this place is going to look the exact same at 5 p.m. as it is at 5 a.m. or any time during the day because there's no light in the pyramid. I feel like I'm in the Avatar right now. It feels like I'm hallucinating currently. I don't do drugs, so I don't know if that's true or not. And maybe that's because of all the sour gummy worms I've already consumed here that the room offered, but that's how I feel currently. Oh, and one more thing. Outside our balcony view and in the pyramid as well is the world's largest freestanding elevator. The more I learn about this place, the less it makes sense to me. We then went back down to the lobby and entered into paradise. Well, at least according to a sign at the entrance of the Bass Pro Shops. Now, I mentioned about 35 seconds ago in this video how financially irresponsible I am sometimes, and that'll eventually come back to bite me in the ass one day, like an alligator. Oh, and this place has alligators too. Shout out alligators.
Do you know where the checkout is? He's right there.
But for now, it seemed worth it because I needed some merch for the thumbnail photo. And yes, now is the part where you can boo me. We enjoy audience participation in these videos, so thank you in advance for voluntarily booing me. I stared up at it in person for the first time, and I just couldn't believe how big it was.
Hey, yo.
It's the biggest I've ever seen.
Hey, yo.
And I couldn't believe I was going to be inside of it all day.
Hey, yo.
And night.
Hey, yo.
It felt so good being back inside of it.
Hey, yo.
We literally used none of these thumbnail photos. What do you think, dude?
It's a pyramid, the eighth wonder of the world. That's what they say, yeah.
Eighth wonder of the world, man. We opted to do the fiscally careless shopping spree later, and for now went up the world's largest freestanding elevator to see what was up there. And my audio is muted here. We had some technical difficulties. It definitely wasn't because I was shitting my pants at how high we were. And what was up there exactly is a sky deck overlooking downtown Memphis and the Mississippi River.
How do you spell it?
MISSISSIPPI.
Which on the other side of it is Arkansas. We were dangerously close to Arkansas. And I don't mean that in the bad way. I love Arkansas. It's a great state. I just didn't know we were that close to it. I would have prepared more. The deck also had a glass floor, which is great if you're into panic attacks and stuff like that. I'm not afraid of large heights per se. I think I'm just afraid of falling from large heights. And there we were, at the top of the pyramid, like your shitty classmate from high school who sells smoothies at an unregulated business. Except at the top of this pyramid was good food from a good restaurant. Memphis is known for their barbecue, particularly focused on pork with ribs and shoulders, offering a rich, smoky flavor with sweet, tangy, and spicy notes and cooked in a tomato-based sauce. So I got chicken tenders. Just kidding. I got a full rack of Memphis-style barbecue ribs, which we ate at the top of the 10th largest pyramid in the world in a city that, until today, I didn't know was incredibly close to Arkansas. I love my life so much. Our waitress came over and asked if there's anything else we'd like today, and I said yes. I would love it if Factor sponsored this video right now. Okay, sweet. The other day, in the middle of a run, I completed one of my patented and trademarked toilet exorcisms when something crazy totally happened. I had to go in a second porta potty a half a mile later. Okay, it's not that crazy, but stay with me. I have a strong suspicion that if I would have had a Factor meal a little bit before my run instead of 2 ice cream scoops and a giant waffle cone, that this probably wouldn't have happened. And Factor now offers loads of snack options like breakfast, smoothies, juices, small bites, and more to keep me going no matter what's on the schedule, like laughter yoga. Yes, I took one of those laughter yoga classes in a random forest the other day. It was completely terrifying. And I had Factor meals before I was sponsored by them, so that's how you know they're good. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50 Sir Yacht to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50 Sir Yacht at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Thank you, Factor, for always being timely. And now back to the pyramid where I have no idea what time it is. This place has no shortage of real and fake fish displayed in the pyramid. And if you're like, that's weird, why aren't they guitars? Bass is a type of fish. Bass is the lowest pitched member of the guitar family. You're welcome for the knowledge. Yeah, it's just gonna ask you a few questions. After inhaling shrimp cocktail.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Can you let me finish the sentence, please? After inhaling shrimp cocktail, Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a full rack of ribs, for some odd reason, I became full. I don't see the correlation here. I also had a couple of Tennessee lemonades, and I was feeling pretty good at an incredibly high altitude of 300 plus feet. So it felt like the perfect time to continue on my economically negligent shopping spree.
If you guys have seen my previous videos, you're very well aware of how financially irresponsible I am. I might spend a lot of money on stuff I don't need here. Good luck to me.
Oh, and yeah, I haven't touched on this yet either, but this place has like a large pond and some rivers inside of it.
Why these fish are massive? 3 fish feeding shows.
Is that on our
Triple F
calendar?
show.
Calendar tomorrow?
On the calendar.
All right.
On it.
Nice.
We should. I'm gonna write it down because I'll forget.
I don't really know how to explain it, but it just messes with your head being in here and not seeing the outside world. Like, you think you're outside, but you're not. You're inside. I feel like we're either inside a giant cult town or on an unaired episode of Survivor, except instead of rationing out food, I'm maxing out my credit card. We looked up at our room from the base of the pyramid, and I guess I just didn't realize how massive it was, even though I literally did emphasize how massive it was earlier. I just keep learning things about this place that I was not prepared for. Nothing here makes sense.
If this video gets 100,000 likes, I'll jump into there.
But it means like
When it gets 100,000 likes, I'll have to come back here. So I probably won't do it.
to rationalize any of the incredibly insane things I purchased, minus the 8-pack of moon pies. I'm not sure why I bought that.
I didn't realize it was that big. I thought it was just a small one.
We did another photo shoot outside the pyramid. And yes, you can boo me again.
Oh, Chicago, no, don't let go of my lovely girl. She's one of a kind, always on my mind. Since bottle red wine or Moscato, I can feel you running.
The lighting at night makes the pyramid look even more mystical. This place, like the aura here, it feels so different. And it got me thinking, there's something going on that I don't know about. And that's when I found out something real spooky. Here, I'll dim the lights real quick for a better effect. And that's when I found out something real spooky. Shortly after the Memphis pyramid was built in the early 1990s, construction workers found a mysterious box attached to the apex of the pyramid. And what did this metal box contain? A velvet blue box. And what did that velvet blue box contain? Another box. No, just kidding. It contained a crystal skull. This skull was placed there by a man named Isaac Tigert, who coincidentally enough was the co-founder of Hard Rock Cafe, a chain of rock and roll themed restaurants, and the concert venue chain House of Blues. Now, Tigert planned on putting one of his Hard Rock Cafe locations inside the pyramid, and he also was a devotee of an Indian guru by the name of Sathya Sai Baba. I'm so sorry if I pronounce any of these words wrong, by the way. I literally don't know how to pronounce anything. Okay, back to the story. When Isaac had told him about the plans of the pyramid, Sai Baba instructed him to place a crystal skull he gave him at the apex of the pyramid, including every detail from how it should be placed to what direction it should face. Sai Baba said if the skull were disturbed, it would result in catastrophic consequences, financial ruin, heartache, and etc. I wrote down etc. because this was from an article. And when Tigert had heard that the crystal skull was in fact disturbed, he reportedly said, they have no idea what they've done. Presumably because of this, Tigert and Sidney Schenkler, the person who managed the building of the pyramid, had a fallout and a Hard Rock Cafe was never placed in there, but the curse that Sai Baba spoke of was placed in there, causing financial ruin to the pyramid where the Memphis Grizzlies and college basketball team had left, abandonment for a few years, and catastrophic consequences, which I can only interpret means a Bass Pro Shops pyramid. I think that's what that means. I had no idea about any of this until about 11 p.m. when I was about to sleep in said pyramid. So yeah, I was f***ing bricks at this moment. So with 17 hours remaining in this mysteriously hexed place, I tried to wash off the curse from my body. I thought that was what you do. And took a pretty long shower, and then for even more good measure, I took a bath in the jacuzzi, which is great if you're like 5'4" and not 6'6" like I am. The jacuzzi had an automatic self-drying mechanism that started right when I got into the tub, and it's supposed to go off after like 20 minutes, but instead, for some reason, it continued to blow through the night for the next 7 hours.
It is currently 3 a.m. and it's still going. How dry
does this thing need to be? So thanks a lot to the construction workers who removed the crystal skull from the apex of the pyramid in the 1990s. I'm blaming this on you. There's definitely a curse here. We woke up that morning a little after 9 a.m. or actually I have no idea because time doesn't exist here. And since checkout was at 11, it meant we only had 2 more hours to enjoy this really big place that was very expensive and we actually didn't get a lot of time to enjoy. So that was tough. And then mysteriously, I completely destroyed a toilet, which I did not foresee coming. Like, it wasn't the shrimp cocktail or the Brussels sprouts or the mashed potatoes or the full rack of Memphis style barbecue ribs or the 2 Tennessee lemonades. No, it was the curse of the crystal skull. And then we saw a breakfast buffet and even, oh, I should turn the lights back on. Sorry. And then we saw a breakfast buffet, which I don't believe in breakfast, but I don't know. It was still cool to see some food. So I was like, oh, I'm going to probably eat it. Except we didn't have a ticket for it because the bartender said you can't go there unless you have a ticket. I thought the room had it, but maybe it was mysteriously taken away in the middle of the night. It's a curse. I was starting to convince myself that this curse thing might actually be legit, but I tried fighting against it. Curses aren't real, I told myself. A man who wears the same Cleveland Browns jersey every Sunday because he believes that will help his 3-14 football team win games. We then did some more shopping, which I determined was actually stress shopping. I can't say words. We then did some more shopping, but this time without 2 Tennessee lemonades in me, and went to the second floor where they have more sporting goods and less apparel. And that's when I realized I'm not really an outdoorsman, so I don't really have a lot of interest in getting anything from here. We then checked out a couple museums, and that's when I also realized I think we've done pretty much everything there is to do in the pyramid, and we still have a lot more time in here. Or who knows, because time, again, does not exist. Time is not real here. Every corner I turned, there was some fish memorabilia that I didn't want to buy, but somehow convinced myself that I needed. Like these fish sandals that were literally fish sandals. Seeing the fish on my feet just really messed with my brain. I was like, I'm using these animals as a fashion statement and I don't really like it. So to clear my head, we went back to the governor's suite, a giant room filled with a bunch of taxidermy and stuffed animals. Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. Also, I think Bill was totally fine during this entire project. I think I was just having a manic episode because it's good for the plot.
You were barely here. Are you gonna tell people how much it cost?
Yeah, it costed, and we're gonna blur that.
After checking out, we headed to an elevator next to our room that took us directly down to the Wahlburgers, a burger chain founded by actor Mark Wahlberg and his brother, the rapper Marky Mark. On the drink menu, there was an absurdly large boozy milkshake called the Dorchester, and I thought, since I just had a toilet exorcism, that would probably be the dumbest thing to put into my body, so I put it in my body, and it was delicious. I also got a double-decker cheeseburger and some truffle fries. Oh, and a coffee. What am I even doing right now? Everything was excellent, and to treat ourselves after a meal in a questionably cursed pyramid, we went bowling at the aqua-themed bowling alley directly attached to the Wahlburgers in the said questionably cursed pyramid. Bill was trying to gaslight me per usual and get into my head when we were just playing a children's game where you roll a ball and you try to hit 10 pins. I didn't take it seriously at all. Just kidding, I'm the most competitive fucking person of all time. I'm an absolute beast, and I won every game we played. And to get back at me for this, Bill didn't record any of my strikes on camera. I had a lot of strikes, and he knew exactly when to not record the strikes. After my bowling win in dominating fashion, I went to go blow up a toilet and came out 25 minutes later to look myself in the mirror. What am I doing with my life? I'm bowling in a Bass Pro Shops pyramid directly next to the world's largest freestanding elevator, and I have no idea what time it is. Who am I? What year is it? Is GTA 6 out yet? When can I go home? I felt like Dorothy Gale. I wanted to click-clack my Bass Pro Shops fish sandals and just get out of this place. There's no place like home. Bill, on the other hand, was having a complete blast and decided it'd be great to do some target practice at the arcade. I'm terrible at this stuff, but Bill, however, is a savage and hit every target. So he got back at me pretty darn good for losing to me really badly at bowling.
I found one thing I can beat you.
After shopping for more stuff that I didn't need, there were less than 3 hours to go in the pyramid, which meant it was past 2 p.m. And I felt like we had to do something at 2 p.m. What was that? Oh my gosh. The free fish feeding show started. The free fish feeding show started and we were gonna miss it. Fortunately, we were pretty close to it and we didn't miss anything. I was looking at the fish in the tank and I started to kind of resonate with them. I felt like them right now in this pyramid. I was trapped, not seeing any outside light, hoping that a woman in a snorkeling outfit would feed me every day at 2 p.m. There was no rhyme or reasoning to anything. It was just me and my intrusive thoughts, and that's not a good place to be in. And that's when I thought to myself, when fish are trapped, what do? They just keep swimming. That's right. This video is a euphemism for life. In all seriousness, I had a pretty good time at the pyramid, but sometimes in life, I do just get wrapped around my anxiety and it just distorts things that aren't real. And maybe I get focused on something like a curse or some outside force that I can't control instead of focusing on what I can control. I've been blessed to have the audience that I have here on YouTube because of all of you. And I hear a lot of great stories and I hear a lot of sad stories as well. And maybe this video can be a euphemism that even though you're going through something right now, you should still just keep swimming and never give up because better days are ahead. I promise you that. At that moment, Bill tapped me on the shoulder and said the 24 hours are up. And just like that, the challenge was over. And I was like, oh yeah, it was just 24 hours in a pyramid. Yeah, I guess that wasn't too bad after all. And I can say for certain that this is one of the weirdest places I've ever been to in my entire life. Is it cursed? I'll let you decide, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, I mean, there was a crystal skull, so probably. And lastly, thank you guys so much again for the support. Thank you so much for watching this video and just for changing my life. I hope and pray that better days are ahead for everybody who's going through something right now. Just keep swimming. You can talk to me on Instagram, and I'll do my best to respond to you. And we'll see you next time. Please do not try this at home. I am a professional dumbass.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. Miss American Pie with the high Q. Oh my, I do. Just fly right through. We'll get high as the kite in the afternoon.
Done. Survived. We survived. I'm not even a fucking outdoorsman. What am I doing here? My name's Sir Yacht. I'm a professional dumbass. We'll see you next time. Bye.